I'm on now. Hey! Wow. Who's getting excited about Friday night? What's happening Friday night? Football. The World Cup starts. Wow. 32 nations from all over the world. I'm going to do something this morning I've never done in public before, guys. Okay? Hold your breaths. It might be a retro shirt, but you know, Roger was saying, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. I've done it. I'm out, I'm out. I've seen the light at last. Who thinks England's going to win the World Cup? You non-believers. I don't believe it. Come on, who thinks England's going to win the World Cup? Yes! Who thinks Spain's going to win the World Cup? Who thinks Brazil are going to win the World Cup? Yeah, look at them over there. Oh my goodness, how exciting. 32 nations from all over the world. Look guys, I got my my football here this morning. I thought I'd show you some of my skills. That was it. You blinked, you missed it. I'll do it again. There, whoa, look at that, eh? Take me weeks to learn how to do that. Oh, got it now. I'm getting there. There you go. Oh, fantastic. And I've got my England flag as well. I'm up for when England plays Saturday night against America. Well, I'll be there with my England shirt on, my retro England shirt, and my flag shouting, England, England. You can't believe this, guys, can you? England, England, England. Wow. Last minute conversion in my life. There you go. And where's the World Cup being held? South Africa. What a great place South Africa is. Anybody know what South Africa is known as? A rugby nation. Thank you, Makoka. Anything else they're known for? They are the Rainbow Nation. That's right, the Rainbow Nation. Because their flag is made up of all sorts of beautiful, beautiful colours. And you know, in South Africa, they declared themselves the Rainbow Nation because they wanted to say everyone in South Africa matters. No matter where you come from, no matter what your background is like, what culture you are, what language you speak, we are one people, we are one nation. We are the Rainbow people. Guys, you notice that beautiful rainbow. Sue, do you think you can, and who brought the rainbow? I wonder if you could bring the rainbow back out for us. It's a beautiful colour, isn't it? Look at this. Did you notice that there was a couple of doves on top of the bandstand while they were telling the story of Noah? I expected them to bring a little twig along, but look at this. All these beautiful colours of the rainbow. And that reminds us that all of us are loved by God. And all of us are included in this amazing family that God has made. You and me, all of us together, no matter where we come from, no matter what background, no matter what language we speak, no matter what culture we're from, although we're all different, and difference is good, we're all one in God's world, and God loves all of us. And God just doesn't see black and white. He's not monochrome. He sees multicolours, and he embraces his whole creation. Look, guys, around you, all these amazing colours in the sky and the sea and all around us that God has made. And it reminds us that God loves and embraces the whole of his creation, and he loves and embraces all of us here today. We all matter to God. And guys, if you go away with nothing else in your hearts and minds this morning, I just want to tell you that God is for you. He's not against you. He's on your side. He loves you. You are part of his amazing rainbow people, his amazing rainbow nation, his amazing rainbow worlds. You know, when I was a kid, my mum used to come into my bedroom sometimes when she could get through the door, and she used to say, Stephen, you must clear up your room and you must put it back as it was always meant to be. I was willing to clear up, but I could never remember where it was all supposed to go. She would say, put it back as you found it. I couldn't remember how I found it. I couldn't remember what it was supposed to be like. So I did my best, and it was never quite right. You know, God knows how it ought to be. God knows how his world was always meant to be. He hasn't forgotten. He hasn't run out of ideas. He hasn't lost track of where it should all be. Not only his creation, but your life and my life too. God knows who we should be. God has made us. He loves us. We're part of this rainbow world that he's made. And he knows each one of us inside. He knows how we were made and who we were made to be. God hasn't forgotten. And guys, you know, sometimes when my bedroom was all messed up and I couldn't remember how to put it back together, you know, God sometimes looks at us, and the truth is that we mess up, don't we? I mess up sometimes. I mess up the world. I mess up my life. I get things wrong. And sometimes I can't even remember how it's all supposed to be. But God does. God remembers. And God comes, and through his love and his grace, he wants to put everything back together. He wants to put us back in that rightful place with him. Because he loves us. Because he just wants to clear up the mess for us. And you know, the story of Noah reminds us that sometimes God has to do some pretty harsh things to shake people up to the reality. To remind me that the world is messed up, that I mess up. But God loves us, and he wants us to be all that we can be for him. And you know, the lovely thing about God is that he sought through his love to put it all back together, to clear up the mess, my mess, your mess, the mess we make of the world, the mess we make of our lives. As you look at the England flag this morning, there's a lovely cross on it. A lovely cross. And you know, the cross speaks this morning of a God who says, I know you've got things wrong, guys. I still love you. I'm still for you. I'm not against you. I know how it's supposed to be because I made you. I know how this world's supposed to be because I made this world. And I send my son into the world. I come into the world to die on a cross so that it might all be put back together, so that you and I might be put back together in the way it was always meant to be. What a great thing God has done, guys. That's why we love him. That's why we worship him. That's why we sing songs about him. That's why we want to shout and let everyone know this is amazing. It's not about us. It's about God and what God has done on the cross in Jesus. He sorted out the mess, and we can be restored, returned into his wonderful, amazing, multicolored rainbow family as we celebrate his peace and his love here today. Guys, remember that wherever you are this morning, God loves you. You're part of his amazing family. He's given Jesus so that you might be brought back in, so that you might know who you are in God, and that you might become part of this amazing rainbow family that God is restoring in our world today. Thanks for listening this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. It's important for us just to have a bit of space now. It's quite nice to be outside, isn't it? And to have just this massive space, no roof. And the guys are going to play some music, and there's a chance just down here. We're hoping we're going to produce our own rainbow, and maybe something that Stephen spoke of today, has touched your hearts, and you just want to come down and. Or maybe some other promises that God has made. I've just written down some of the promises that he makes in his Bible. And he says he promises his presence with us. He promises his protection over us. He promises his power in our lives. He promises his provision for us, to provide for all that we need. He promises to lead us. He promises to reveal his purposes to us. He promises to give us rest. He promises to clean us. He promises us his goodness, his faithfulness, his guidance. And so it's just an opportunity for us to come, and all we